Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome back to another in our Holly Jolly Christmas series. Today we're going to make a card, and it's interesting because I feel like I have not given this stamp set enough love. I've had a lot of people say to me, I didn't even know you had a new stamp set out, or I think this is the cutest one you've done so far. And so I thought, you know, I really have only shown it once and I really didn't demo it then, so I thought I would. And you know, trust me, this is a cute card regardless. So if you don't want to buy the stamp set, that's not a problem. I just wanted to show you how it works. And the other thing I like to do is I like to kind of show you what I had in mind when I create a stamp set. So this set, I want to show you exactly why I created what I did. So let's get started. Okay, so I have a piece of cardstock. It's black. It's 8.5 by 11 that I've cut in half at 4 1/4 to give me a standard A2 size card if I were to fold it in half. But we're not going to fold it in half. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to score it in two places. I'm going to score it at 2 inches first, and then I'm going to flip it around because I'm using the mini and it's just easier, and score it at 3 1/2. And that's your only two score marks you need for this one. And let's go ahead and fold it. Now, if you have got your score marks in the right spot, they are not going to overlap. So don't panic. If you do this and go, oh, this doesn't overlap, they're not going to. They are just going to touch. Can you see how that just touches? That's all they're going to do. Okay. And then I've made some mats for these two pieces. For the top, I cut a piece that is 1 3/4 by 4. And for the bottom, I cut one that is 3 1/4 by 4. And I did it out of glitter paper. And so this is how that looks. Now, when you're matting like this, you want to be sure that you line your sides up for definite on these pieces of paper, because if they're off, it'll make the whole thing look off. And if this is off slightly on either side, it won't matter as much. So now we got that done. So now to some stamping. All right, I'm gonna bring out several different pieces of paper. I'm gonna start with red, okay? And we're gonna start with Santa. I went ahead and I matted everything up onto a block, or I mounted everything to a block, and I'm going to use Stays On ink, because why? It's my favorite. And I'm going to ink up Santa's hiney and boots. And I'm going to stamp it just in the corner because I'm gonna be cut paper piecing. Now, with a large stamp like this, I've seen a lot of people talk about this lately, so obviously people are having trouble. Make sure you don't just press in the center like this. You want to put even pressure all the way around to make sure that you get a good impression everywhere. If you just push in one spot, that's the only place that's going to get a good impression. So make sure you put even pressure. So there's that. And now I want to stamp this little chimney piece. This little separate chimney piece right here, I'm going to stamp onto some white. Again, we're going to be paper piecing, so there's that little guy. And then I want to stamp some brick onto the red. Now this brick, what I love about it is you don't have to just use it like this. You can also make a whole sheet pattern or something like that just by stamping it multiple times. Now I felt that twist and I don't think I'm going to be happy with that. Yeah, I twisted that when I did it, so I didn't press real good, so I'm going to redo that. I'm not using a block. I'm using a block I shouldn't be using. I should be using a smaller block, but I didn't have enough to mount them all up. Okay, that did not twist. Much better. Okay. Again, if you're having trouble, like, see how pale that is? Because I kind of gave up. On this one, I went ahead and pushed in the middle too. Make sure you push all over and give even pressure. You can take time with your stamps. You don't have to do them really fast. And while I'm stamping with my white paper, I'm going to go ahead and ink up just his boots. I'm not worried about the rest of him at this point. I'm just going to ink up the boots and stamp them, because I'm going to use those in a little bit for paper piecing. Remember, I love paper piecing, so I'm not, you know, don't be surprised that I made a stamp set all about paper piecing, because I really like it. Okay, now then, we're going to cut all this good stuff out. And I'm not leaving a border because I'm paper piecing, so I'm cutting it exactly on the black edge. Now on this piece right here that I did in the white for his boots, I'm going to color them in black just using a marker. This is no fancy marker. My market marker is out in another room because I was using it on a project. Now, a couple of things I'm going to do is this. Number one, I'm going to play around with placement for a minute, okay? Because this piece is going to be what holds our card closed. And what I want to do is find where Santa's going to go. And this looks like a good spot for him there. So I'm going to adhere Santa only where he touches the top card, okay? So I'm going to flip him over, holding him about like that. This way I can see where to adhere him. Okay, now I'm going to flip him over and go ahead and adhere him down like so. Okay, so he just goes there, but watch, when it opens, his hind end is sticking up, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this in place where I want it, which is going to be about right there, just barely catching Santa, okay? And then I'm going to put my chimney right underneath it. So I want to adhere my chimney about right here. I'm just going to put my finger there. My finger's kind of the spot saver. So I'm going to want the chimney about right there. Nothing too hard so far, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is place some of these little square foam pieces just close to the bottom of the chimney topper. And I'm going to place 3, maybe even 4, because this is going to take the brunt of the card. Like, this is where the movement will be. You just want to make sure that where you put them, they don't show off the edge. And I'm being really close here, so move that one up a little bit. Okay. Peel those guys off. And now with my Santa down, or with the card closed, I'm going to center this chimney topper, making sure that my foam does not catch Santa. And that's how this card will open and close. Santa will be held shut by the top of the chimney. Cute, huh? Okay, now then, we're not quite done. I cut out these boots, but I noticed that there's a little white edge here. So what I'm going to do is just kind of color that with a marker anywhere I didn't do just great on my cutting, because that'll kind of hide it. And it also hides white paper. Now you'll notice with my stamp sets, there's a lot of simple line drawings. The reason for that is I love paper piecing. So I want you to be able to just piece it without a lot of, you know, little tiny pieces to get in and out of. So that's really the idea behind these cards, or behind this stamp set. I'm trying out this new product. It's Turbo Tacky Glue from Aleene's. I'll let you guys know what I think, but I'm just now starting to try it out, so we'll see. I'm hoping this Turbo is like Tombow, but I don't know yet, so we'll see. It is a lot harder to squeeze, so there's a bigger chance of you squeezing out too much. I already do that. So there's his black boots. And now, let's work on a sentiment before we do anything else. Now what I've done for my sentiment is I just cut a square big enough for the sentiment to fit. And I'm using the one that says, Rudolf, we have a problem. I think that's super cute. Now, just so you know, this font is one of those rough looking fonts. So if you get a rough looking image, it's okay. Because I wanted it to look like Santa was in trouble. So see, like there's some little bubbles in there. They're supposed to be there. That's how the font is on the computer. Okay, so there's that. And now for the back, or for the border, I just cut it 1/8 of an inch bigger all the way around, because I just want a tiny little red border. So I'm going to put this barely with any red. Look at that. And then I'm going to foam square it up right here. And now I've purposely brought this off the edge. I wanted it to be a little wompy because I want it to look like we have a problem, you know what I'm saying? So now let's do the final parts of it to make it look really cute. Now you can use stickles for this part if you want to, but I really, really am into this white slick paint from Tulip. So what I'm gonna do is put it on the furry part of Santa's stamp, which again, you can paper piece. Pretty simply. But I want this to look like fur. And I'm going to do right above his boots the little cuffs. Okay. Now I'm going to let that dry like that. That really makes a big, big difference on the stamp when you get that white. And we're going to put some glitter glue. This is from, this is glitter gel from Close to My Heart. I'm going to put it here like snow. On our already white chimney. And then for what I think makes a really big difference is a white pen. And I'm going to run a line in the brick, just a half a line, and then do some little drops. So a little line and pull down to look like snow. And the good thing is snow is messy. So be messy with this part. Just everywhere you see a brick. Now the only other thing I would probably do is do some stitching around the edges because I think the black would be really cute like that. And I only did stitches on the top of that to make it be able to be easy to see where you open the card. So there you go. That was kind of the idea behind this set. There's other sentiments and they're larger than normal, so you can have, you know, bigger sentiments. And this ho 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 is done in such a way so it would look like smoke coming out the chimney. Okay, so there you go, guys. Now I wanted you to stick around to the end because I wanted to tell you this. I am about to begin decorating for friends and family and different people for Christmas, and I want to show you guys what I'm going to be doing. So the way I'm going to show you is through Instagram and Twitter. So on Instagram, since I can do little short videos, that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to link my Instagram in the info bar below, and you guys go and follow me there because you'll be able to see a lot of different pictures and little small videos of things I'm doing with Christmas decorating. I think that'll be a faster way to get the info to you guys. So I will see you on Instagram and Twitter, and thanks for watching. And if you're interested in this stamp set, it is in my Etsy store, which is also linked below. Merry Christmas, guys. See you Wednesday. Bye-bye.